Alright guys, welcome back to another Badgas production. So, kind of a special day here today. I just picked up a new vehicle for my son, though he has absolutely no idea that this is happening and probably won't for a while. So the story here is this is going to be a father-son project. I know from talking to him that he would love to have a little pickup truck, and I think it suits his personality really well. So I picked up a 2008 Toyota Tacoma. What a gem. I say that with a big smile because it's a gem, all right. In typical Badgas style, this thing needs work. And since it needs work, I got it cheap. Like all vehicles I buy for the most part. Well, not all of them, but most of them anyways. So let me turn the camera around and I'll quickly show you what we're dealing with here. Alright, so we're driving along here. So again, 2008 Toyota Tacoma, 324,000 kilometers. I don't know how many miles that is, but it's a lot of kilometers. And well, we'll see how far we get with this thing. So you can see a light blinking on the dash. This is a four-wheel drive truck, but the four-wheel drive is not working. There's a crack in the windshield. Passenger side wiper doesn't work. Air conditioning doesn't work. Shifter knob is, well, almost non-existent. The shifter boot is ripped. There's a dent in the quarter panel, front quarter panel on the passenger side. The front driver's mirror is broken. Man, oh man, there's more. Headlights have a bit of an issue. There's a little bit of rust in the front, I guess I would call it like the cross member under the core support. It needs new tires. Well, you know, that's the bad. The good is it actually drives really good. It's a 6-speed manual, 4-liter V6. This thing's got lots of power, works really good, drives really good. So that's the bonus. And you know, when you find vehicles with lots of issues like this, you can usually negotiate a pretty good price. And I did. Hey folks, welcome to another Badgas production. Behind me is Canada's cheapest second-gen Toyota Tacoma. So we recently purchased this 2008 Toyota Tacoma, and man, it's got a list of issues. So we're going to work on fixing some of those issues and get this thing back on the road. Join me for the journey. Okay guys, let me take you on a little walk around this beauty. So this 2008 Toyota Tacoma had probably a bit of a normal life. It's got a 300,000 Canadian kilometers on it. So for the amount of mileage on it, it's actually in pretty decent shape. Outside, that is. There's a couple scratches in the paint, you know, showing the typical wear. But for an older Toyota, it's in really good shape. In good shape until you get to this side. So you can see a little road rash here on the front fender. There's a dent in the door. Actually, there's a couple dents in the door. Looks like somebody had roof racks on it for a while, and there's a bit of a dent there where they had that bolted on. But other than that, it's in not too bad of a shape. I'm going to guess that at some point somebody had an accident with this thing because it's got an aftermarket bumper put on it, which isn't actually straight. I'm not really sure why, but we'll have to fix that. Outward appearance, somebody spray bombed the wheels silver, so we're going to replace them with another set of OEM rims. The wheels, tires, the tires are dry cracked and they don't really pass inspection. Ooh, a dent. Inside, this has got all the glory of a 2008 Tacoma. Interior is not in too bad a shape. think the prior owner was probably a smoker. Just a couple cigarette burns here and there in the seats. There's a couple in the headliner. So little bits of stuff to clean up. A little bit of rust along here we're gonna fix. But all in all, she's not in too bad a shape. You can see the topper on the tailgate has a rip in it. I'm gonna end up replacing that. A couple of the mud flaps are missing. Door pins, totally gone, both on both sides in the front. So other things we found wrong with this: the air conditioning's not working at all. The four-wheel drive doesn't seem to work. You shift it into four-wheel drive, all kinds of lights blink on the dash. So not quite sure there. I think these are known for having some issues with the electrical components that operate the four-wheel drive. So we'll have to tear into that. Slight exhaust leak. The brakes pull on the passenger side when you stomp on them, and they're kind of generally terrible. What else? Oh, the wipers. The wipers aren't working right, and found some rust in the front frame cross member area. I'll show you that in a sec. And the skid plate is totally rotted out. I think other than that, just a little bit of wear and tear, and that's kind of normal for a truck with this many kilometers on it. All right, guys, so we're under the front of the truck here. See the hole right here? There's one of those on the other side as well. So the skid plate's kind of in the way, but that hole extends along that whole front cross member. Now that cross member isn't structural, but I'm pretty sure it'll fail inspection for that. So that was one of the larger reasons why we got this truck so cheap. And fortunately, I know how to cut and weld, so I can fix this up somewhat easily, but to the average guy, that's quite a bit of labor. All right, guys, so one of the first things we're going to do here is address the wheels. This thing isn't safety inspected, so really my first priority is to get all the things done so that a mechanic can pass this thing for inspection and make it good for the road again. So these are older wheels, and they're down to the wear marks, but they're also dry cracked, so they've been sitting around for a while. And in an effort to make this thing more sellable, somebody decided just to put tape around the wheel and spray the factory flaking, as you can see, flaking rims with silver spray paint, which might have been okay if they took the time to sand it down, but they didn't. I did say this was the cheapest Toyota Tacoma I could find, right? So anyways, like many things, you can get a deal if you're willing to put some work into your rig, and this one's no exception. So I found a set of used factory rims and tires that were in great shape for pretty cheap. So that's what we're going to start with. Maybe somewhere down the road we'll upgrade these to some nice pretty rims, but for now it's not in the budget. No wicket, they're stuck. Well, you know how that goes. There's how you get them off when they're stuck. One to go. This is the point where I normally just zing them on with an impact. Kind of mobile today here. I don't have my all my normal shop tools with me, so. All right, well, I'll torque that when I put the truck back down on the ground. But not to bore you, I'm going to do all the rest of them. I'll shut the video off and you don't need to see me change 4 tires. All right, guys, so job 1 is done. We got all 4 tires changed out and wheels. You got a pile behind you on the ground you can't see. I'll turn the camera around and show you real quick what they look like. All right, guys, here's the ones we took off. You can see if I can zoom in there. Somebody decided to take silver paint and just put it over the flaking stuff. By the look of it, a lot of the factory finish had come off of these, probably from winter usage. So we're going to retire these, maybe see if we can sell them on Craigslist, but they're gone. If not, I know a guy that likes to metal recycle, so we'll give them to him. All right, so here's what she looks like with the new ones on. So we get tires with lots of tread on them. They're more closer to the factory width, so maybe a little bit better for fuel mileage and noise. So we're going to run with these for now and see how that goes and treats us. So that's job 1. Next, we're going to move on to the transmission wiper linkage, and I'll show you why. So this one, you can see if I grab it, it's connected to something. It won't move. It's connected here. There's a linkage that goes across to the motor that's somewhere in here. And let's have a look at what the other side does. Oh, look, it just moves around. I mean, I guess you could tie a string from this one to that one. No, I'm just kidding. So probably the clip is broken in there, maybe from somebody pulling on them in an ice storm or something like that. So we're going to replace that. Stay tuned. And for a little update, we'll see what Dymond's up to over here.
I get the glory job.
He says he's got the glory job today, and nobody will ever know he did this. And since I'm here to film it, the whole world will know that you were under this box.
Yeah, getting the goo off it.
Yeah, what are you doing here, man?
Getting all the undercoat off to POR it all up, and it won't rust anymore, and that'll be the end of rust.
So this box is a 1978?
Yeah, 78, 79.
78, 79 Ford Dentside.
Yeah, F-150 or F-250.
Picked this one up in Salisbury, New Brunswick. And Dymond's going to stick this on his truck, but before he does that, like he said, he's scraping all the old goo off, road grime, and maybe some semi-undercoating and whatnot.
Fix a few rough spots.
Fix a few spots. Yeah, just a couple spots. It's not too bad for 1978, 79. So then he'll POR, which is a rust preventative. If you don't know about that, I'll drop a link in the description below to a video that we did specifically on POR and why it's so awesome at keeping things from going back to rusting. But that's the job Andrew's up to. Woot woot.
Job that no one ever sees. No glory in this job.
Everybody's watching, man.
Yeah. Projects are always good.
Good job. Good job. All right, guys. So this is called a wiper transmission assembly or wiper linkage. Essentially, I don't know, it goes like probably like this. Motor connects here, and then actually probably goes like that, but these two parts are what your wipers connect to, and all of this goes in all the plastic junk that's behind here. So pitter patter, let's get at her. So this job's always going to start by lifting the hood. Second thing you're going to do is always clean the leaves out. I don't know why leaves like to go there, but they do. Then you're going to remove these little plastic caps. A word to the wise, hold on to the damn things, because they always like to go down in the engine bay where you can't find them. Second point, put them somewhere safe. There we go. Hey, nuts and bolts. Wonder what those are doing here. Look at this. Well, I found a nut, a lock washer, and a bolt sitting on the inner fender. I wonder why. Somebody's already been in here. I would say, for a reason or two, because some of this plastic is already undone. Good times. So admittedly, it's been a while since I worked on a Toyota. But Toyota love their sizes. Everything is metric. It's either going to be 10 mil, 12 mil, or 14. What else? 17 is pretty common. But mostly it's going to be 14 or 10. Oh, that's right. It's a 14 mil. Woo! Dymond, I don't remember the last time I worked on a Toyota. When was the last time you worked on a Toyota?
Recently. I got one right there.
Where?
Blue one.
Oh, the blue one. I forgot. Dymond's got a Tundra. Yeah, I forgot about your Tundra up there. How could I forget about your Tundra? All right, well, with any luck, you just pop these up and they'll come off. One, two. Hard to complain with that. Somebody was in there on the other side. Somebody was in here over here too. How do I know? Because I just found the same non-standard, not a Toyota bolt. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't even think a nut and bolt would go in there. It would be more like a plastic clip, but anyways, more junk. I don't know why people do things like this, but they do. Try to save 5 cents. Pretty sure it's just a plastic clip that goes in there. This is the part where I can honestly say I don't know what I'm doing, but appears like there's a little clip that goes in here. So take that thing off and then start to gingerly pry this plastic panel up. Oh, thanks for the garbage. There's that other clip I mentioned. And that's that. Out comes the cover. Toss that on the lawn out of the way, only to find out the one that I have isn't the same. I knew it wasn't the same. I told that guy, I was like, that's not the same. Anyway, so here's the story, you know, sometimes you go to car parts places and you buy things and they're not always the same. And this is that case. So this is going to make this, unfortunately, a 2-part deal for me. So I'll go ahead and keep taking it all apart so I can have the old one in hand, and then I'll go back to the place I got the replacement from and show it to them and say, you need to find me something else. Good times. So start by disconnecting the wiper motor, I would say. And with that out, I can see that there's a bolt somewhere here. Now there's one here and one over there, and I have a suspicion there's one here under the motor, but we'll start with those two at the top, and they're 10 mil by the look of it. I don't know why, but wiper bolts are always like 2 miles long. For some reason, they connect to the bumper. One. It's two. Okay, so there isn't a bolt in the bottom. It just kind of slides in there. There it comes. And there's why it wasn't working, because it was falling off there. Plastic. So, like we suspected, this little plastic piece here is what's broken, and unfortunately, they don't really make a replacement for that because it's probably like a 50-cent piece. But effectively, when they break, and you end up having to replace this. You don't need to replace the motor itself, typically. Yeah, with this one it'll come off, so I'll go ahead and get that all apart, and then we'll take this down to the parts store. All right, guys, follow me to the back. All right, so there's our new one, and this is the old one. We're gonna start first by trying to get the wiper motor off. Not too much to that. So there's two T30 Torx bits here, or torque bolts here. I'm going to pull them out of the rod, and that's what's kind of securing the motor. And it looks like you just kind of have to loosen it a little bit. Well, you know, ideally. Anyways, we'll keep going. Take them right out. Start a little bit of Canadian salt holding that on there. They work. Alright guys, so motor bolted back on the rod, and then the little connection that goes to the motor is there. So basically I'm just going to take these off. With my 14. Right, let's go see if it fits. I don't know, we'll tell you in a sec. Okay guys, so that's it for that part. Before I put the wipers back on, I'm going to give this thing a shot, since that rod or wiper transmission isn't 100% the same as the one that I bought, but it kind of looks like it'll do the trick. So if it works, I'll drop the part number in the description below if you need to get one of these and you know what to look for. There you go guys, working wipers. So I'll finish putting the rest of this back together now. See what happens? Moment of truth. mean it's down too far?
Yeah, you gotta move the wiper up a bit.
Eh.
Yeah. The other one, it's going the right direction. Yes, it does work.
That's right. I don't know. About there, do you think? All right, boys and girls, so just need to put the plastic clips on. I'll give her one more test. Sorry, I said clips, I meant covers. And I guess we'll put some of these janky little screws there for now until I go get the right clips. All right, guys, there's a part number. I'll try to read it to you. MWL2518. It's from a company called Monodex. It's the cheapest one I could find. There's another part number here. WLTA05. Application 2005 to 2015 Toyota Tacoma. The original parts OEM number is 85150-04052. Hope that helps.
Hey guys, it's Corey from Badgas Productions. If you like this video, hit that like button so we can continue to provide you with the content that you want to see. And be sure to hit that subscribe and notify so you can stay up to date with the most current Badgas Productions content. From the crew here at Badgas, pedal down and hands on the wheel.